Hi everyone, this is Ryan Ham, editor of Dental Lab Products. I'm here again today with Mike Brost, the Vice President of Sales for North America and Canada with Core 3D Centers. Just as a reminder, Core 3D is a digital partner for labs offering a variety of services to help labs really enter into the digital workflow. Mike, thanks so much for being here today.
My pleasure, Ryan. Thank you.
So today we're going to be talking about the second webinar in Core 3D's series that's highlighting some of the stuff that labs can learn in Core 3D Academy. Specifically, we're going to be talking about how labs can deal with digital scan files. If you guys have started dealing with digital files, you know that different file types and different manufacturers, like all of that can get really confusing. This webinar will be hosted again by Randy Savanavong, who's a training expert at Core 3D, and he's going to be taking some questions about the topic in addition to sharing his knowledge. Mike, is there anything else that I forgot that you want to add about the webinar?
No, that's a pretty thorough background, Ryan. Essentially, coming off our first successful webinar with regards to the laboratory scanners, this kind of touches on a different side of the equation. It's important, obviously, and really essential that the laboratories embrace the digital technology, but that's in the laboratory. What about the dentists and their clients who are going digital, and how do the laboratories position themselves to work with and receive these files and to become resources and experts for their laboratories in this technology and really sound proficient? That's really what we want to drive home for the laboratories that are going to be joining us on the webinar, is how to really position yourself as the expert for your doctors in this digital arena.
Great. What are some of the ways that you've really seen this to be a need among laboratories? Like, what have you heard them say that made you guys think that this is a really important topic to cover?
Yeah, that's a great question, Ryan. The feedback that we're getting, it depends if you speak to different manufacturers, but industry numbers show about 15% of all impressions taken today are taken digitally from the dentist practices. So, and that's a number that continues to grow. So as the number grows, the laboratories really have to position themselves. So if one of their doctors asks them, can you work with this intraoral scanner or this chairside scanner, they have the confidence to say absolutely, and this is what we can do with it. And further to that as well, because the laboratories have the relationship with their dentist. There's a certain level of trust that's been earned, and the dentists look to the laboratories as resources, and they want the input from the laboratories saying, this is what I'd like to do, and which scanner do you think I should work with? Because I want to work with you as my dental laboratory, but I want to make sure that it's something that we can work together on. And that's really important, Ryan.
In Randy's experience as a training expert, what does he bring to the table in terms of his knowledge about how to deal with different types of files?
Yeah, Randy is fantastic. He's very well versed in all the different scanners. There's a number of scanners that are on the market, and just even in being in Chicago at the Midwinter just the last month or so ago, there's more and more that are coming. And Randy has been at the absolute forefront in working with these technologies and working with laboratories with regards to how to handle the files and integration within their systems, and using our power as Core 3D milling centers to leverage that technology and really offer the full spectrum of digital solutions for the laboratories that are embracing this technology. So Randy is the guy to talk to when it comes to having the discussion on working with chairside scanners for the laboratories.
Great. And as Mike mentioned earlier, this is going to be a great topic that's going to tie in with the first webinar that Core 3D did, which was on the topic of how to make sure you're entering into the digital workflow and some suggestions for how to do that well. If you look in the video description below, you'll see a link to where you can watch that webinar and get caught up. Assuming people have seen the first webinar and then want to tune in for this one, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, probably the easiest way to do so, Ryan, would be just to follow the registration link below that you see popping up on the screen here shortly. This really is an important webinar, though. Like I said before, people put their money where there's confidence, and if the laboratories are armed with the correct information, that's powerful, and that's what the dentists are looking for, is again having that resource in their dental laboratory that can provide these answers for them. And you don't want to be a laboratory that doesn't have the answers, that is saying, I'm not sure, or let me get back to you. You want to be the laboratory that is absolutely 100% up to speed on the digital workflow and how to accept these files digitally from the dentist. And again, like I said, if you're partnering with a great milling center like Core3D Milling Centers, we have all the tools to really champion you in the eyes of the dentist.